For the third time in 2023, the Northern Colorado Hailstorm head east to take on the South Georgia Tormenta in Statesboro, Georgia. Presented by Kids World. The Hailstorm looking to get back to winning ways, while Tormenta looks to avoid becoming the first ever defending USL League One champion to miss the playoffs the following season. Jack Edwards with you. We can show you the standings entering into today. In fourth place, Northern Colorado have fallen off of the top position in the league. They're winless in their last 5 games after going 13 games unbeaten. A massive switch in form for them, looking to get in the right end of things here on the road. And in 8th place, 3 points off the playoff line. In 6th is South Georgia. A win today and defeat for Greenville will see them bump back up into the playoff spots. If they want to bump back up, it'll be without the services of Matthias Cassini. The club mutually agreeing to part ways with the Brazilian forward. You'll see some of his highlights from this season. 5 goals, 1 assist since signing before the year started. He fractured his collarbone after his first start, and that ruled him out of 7 games and 2 months of action. He returned with a goal in his following match, and he had 4 goals in 8 games since returning, but he's decided to part ways with the club, and the club leads the league in goals, but they'll be losing 5 of them moving forward. And Matthias Cassini still with them, though, a key man, Keziah Sterling, their number 9. He's got 9 goals on the year, and 2 of them came in their 4-2 come-from-behind victory against forward Madison. One of them was the equalizer. One of them was the match winner. He's beginning to get into some great form after dealing with some injury issues earlier in the year. They're number 9 for the hosts, a Galactic Comics player to watch, and the number 9 for the opponents as well. The visitors from Northern Colorado, Trevor Amon, another Galactic Comics player to watch. He's got 2 goals in his last 6 games. He's cooled down his form, but he currently leads the league in goals with 16 of them. Appeared in every match, and if they get a win today, wouldn't be surprised if it comes with a goal from Trevor Amon. It's the 3rd time that these teams will kick things off from Optum Sports Medicine Field this season, but it's the 2nd time that it will have consequences for points. We'll tell you the full story there and get you the lineups before kickoff. It's clear conditions in Statesboro for the Tormenta and the Hailstorm coming up next.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
The 2 teams are taking the field at Optum Sports Medicine Field at Tormenta Stadium in Statesboro, Georgia. South Georgia Tormenta taking on the Northern Colorado Hailstorm. Technically match number 2 between these 2 sides, but as mentioned in the open, the 3rd time that Tormenta will be taking on and hosting the Hailstorm here in Georgia. Let's flash ourselves back, looking back on June 17th here in Statesboro, Georgia. They tried this one in the first half. We're going to see the first goal for South Georgia against Northern Colorado this season. It's Keziah Sterling progressing up that far side of the field. He's going to pick out Pedro Fonseca very cleverly. A nice finish in the top right corner. The hosts take the lead in the first half after losing the first meeting between these 2 sides back on April 1st, also in Georgia. That one was won 3-0 by the visitors, the Hailstorm. This time around, it's 1-0 in the first half, but then the match is canceled. Rain and lightning in the area means they could not make the game happen that night. It was postponed and abandoned, and were picked up again here now over 2 months later. These are the 11s that will fight for the 3 points the 2nd time, the proper 2nd time. This is Ian Cameron's Tormenta side. A pair of changes for them. Davey Mason in at the back for Dalton Knutson, and Arthur Bashawa is in up front. He'll be coming in for Jackson Curry. They're playing a 4-4-2 formation. very similar in a lot of ways from what they've had in recent weeks, but kind of a bit of a drop from a 4-3-3 at times. A lot of flexibility for the current league leading scorers with 41 goals in USL League One. Their opponents visiting in their orange kits, the Hailstorm, a 4-3-3 formation. The lone change is a very interesting one. Breck Evans, he's 6'3", Rendon, a key contributor for them at the back, is the right back with 18 starts this season, 3 goals, 3 assists. He will not feature today, not in the squad at all for Ayman Zayed. You can see the players out on the field, the visitors, in the bright, vibrant orange kit. Northern Colorado mentioned earlier just the struggling form they've been in recently, losing 4 consecutive matches after ending a 13-match unbeaten streak. They ended that losing streak with a draw last time, but still 5 matches without a win. We can look at our keys to the game entering into this one for both teams. Brought to you by Aspen Aerogels. For the host, control moments in transition. They'll likely have a lot of the ball, but Northern Colorado, they can break forward quickly, and if they can get Trevor Amon brought in quickly, could make things difficult. As for Northern Colorado, want to get back to principles defensively and frustrate their opponents. From right to left, the visitors from Northern Colorado. Let's try this again. Number 3 on the year between these sides. Clipped forward early, flicked across. Benamna got a foot to it. He's making his second consecutive start. Both of them his first 2 starts of the year as it's quickly fired forward. Keziah Sterling has Fonseca to his left. Bourgeois goes further. Akoto, his shot is low and it's saved. An early opportunity within 30 seconds. Lalo Delgado called into action, dives low and makes the save. Let's look at it again, just quick progression. Mentioned controlling moments in transition. This is certainly controlling them and being dominant. What a pass by Sterling to break between 2 defenders. And the right back streaming forward, Nick Akoto. Would have been a surprise if he got onto the score sheet from that angle. But the first shot on target for these two sides. It's a Herb Shop corner kick. Going over to take is Deshaun Nembard. The left-footed left back can offer an in-swinging option. You can see 3 black jerseys swarming around Delgado in goal. Clipped up to the back post, headed across goal. It's over everything. 2 shots within the first 2 minutes for Tormenta, coming off to a strong start. Got the chance to talk to Colin Falvey, an assistant coach for Northern Colorado, before this one, talking about how in the 45-minute match in June, they were outplayed for large spells of the first half by Tormenta, and a small element of fortune that did not end up counting in the record books, and they'll have the chance to try and rewrite history with this one. Tormenta, meanwhile, will look to try and capitalize and continue that form from that one. Rising highs was Eckenberg, and he nodded that one out of play. You see Lucky Oprah here on the near side, still offering his options as the left back. You can't see Breck Evans. He's playing as a center back. It appears that they've got Rob Cornwall as the rightmost player in defense, filling in for the missing Bruno Rendon. Clipped forward into the channel. Benamna fighting for it. Appeals by both teams for who it touched last, and a judge to have hit the thigh of Donald Benamna. We can look at what the limitations these sides have had, brought to you by Optimum Sports Medicine. Valentin Sabella out, broken collarbone, likely going to be back in September. Jake Dengler, who's questionable, but he'll be out as well for Tormenta. Imagine something limiting Bruno Rendon as well. Knocked out a play by Akoto. He had an early shot in this one. Leo Fola out to Evans. His pass blocked away. Fola will recollect and pass it back to Delgado. Featured in the USL League One Team of the Week this past week after the clean sheet against Greenville last time out. He made 3 saves, joint league leading 9 clean sheets on the year. Here's Oprah, left-hand side. His ball forward blocked. Spinning high, Benamna attacked it. Akoto got there first. Oprah nutmegs his opponents. Norty, from distance, a scuffed effort, and he'll be dragged wide, and TJ Bush can watch that one go harmlessly wide. Bush again getting the nod in goal. They've kind of had a goalkeeping rotation unit. Him and Pablo Jara have really fought for that #1 spot for Tormenta. It's the 13th appearance for Bush, 12 for Jara as Amon's ball in the box took a deflection and it's knocked away. Fully dealt with. Northern Colorado beginning to progress forward more and more. Bourgeois in transition, edges his opponent off of it. He's got Sterling and Akali in support. Slides it to Sterling. Cleared away after a heavy touch. Preston Kilwine with a clever header into the earth. He'll pick out a Kodo. He can drive forward from right back. Akali. Otieno, his pass blocked. He'll fight forward, win back the loose one. Eckenberg to Fonseca. His pass blocked. Foul committed. That'll end the threat. And at Kwakwa, Kwakwa doing cleverly to bring that one into our spell. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Pass forward, unchallenged. Dakota can bring it in. Kilwine passes. Switch of play to Akoto. Trying to get past Oprah, but stays in front of him. He can pass it off to Kwakwa. He's got Norty. And the only match between these sides this year that's had a full 90 minutes. Tormenta had 64% possession. The shots swung slightly in the favor of Northern Colorado, and an early goal from Rob Cornwall was followed up by goals from players off the bench later on in the match. It was a 3-0 win for the visitors, who had an absolutely stellar start to the year. Flicked forward, hooked away. Amon edges his opponent in the back, called for the foul. But a major emphasis entering into this one, as mentioned, is one of the keys to the game, just trying to frustrate their opponents, be difficult and hard to play against. They found comfort getting back with a clean sheet against Greenville last time out after conceding 3+ goals in 3 consecutive matches, 4 against Charlotte on the road, 4 against Lexington, 3 against Omaha. They were scoring themselves in that same spell with 6 goals across 3 games, but quite leaky at the back as Fonseca tries to continue to exploit it. Sterling. Bourgeois back to Sterling from distance. It was blocked away. Heckenberg. It's Davey Mason trying to beat Arthur Rogers off the dribble. His ball in is blocked away. Corner kick on the far side. Also just more housekeeping for Tormenta, just some small tweaks at the back. They've got Davey Mason playing out wide on the left-hand side in terms of their back 4. Pulled Deshaun Nembard in as one of the center backs alongside Preston Kilwine. Those center backs might range forward to try and offer options for Pedro Fonseca. It's a Herb Shop corner. In-swinger is ready. Now go short though. Mason whips it into the box. Flicked away. Might have last touched the Hailstorm. Did indeed. It'll stay head in this direction for Tormenta. Sterling off the throw-in. Fonseca tries turning, has Mason. Clever bit of progression. Bourgeois has it taken away from him. Rogers thought about a quick pass forward, but he'll hold the ball up. Earn his side a throw-in after kicking it off the foot of Davy Mason. Arthur Rogers, always a player to watch out for when he's on the ball in deep positions. Has 8 assists on the year, a lot of them from dead balls. Set pieces, a massive area for Northern Colorado to exploit. Every coach that you talk to in the league when they're playing the Hailstorm will mention just how difficult he is to handle in terms of his ability to deliver the ball in the box. Evans looking at his options. Slid forward. On trying to put a foot in. Committed a foul as he went for it. May even look like we're playing maybe a back five at times here defensively. It's a very interesting shape so far for Northern Colorado. Zakoto plays one across. Kilwine. Heckenberg to his right-hand side. Zakoto in some space, driving past Oprah. Has a Kale, but his pass just too heavy. Fans, as a thank you for watching today's broadcast, Tormenta FC has provided a promo code for 10% off your purchase at tormentafcshop.com. The online store has official TFC apparel, jerseys, and accessories. The promo code to get 10% off your entire merchandise order is USL Champions. All caps and no spaces. Use the code USL Champions at tormentafcshop.com to get 10% off your entire merchandise order. They are USL League One champions. Currently sat at 8th in the league. Been an interesting start to the season so far. They're not ruled out of anything. This one's knocked backwards by Nembard. Mason can drive forward. Offered space to attack. Fonseca. Picks out Akoto. One-on-one with Oprah. Edges him off of it. Ruled to be legal. Enoch Kwakwa trying to work his way out of it. He'll go long. Pass just off. Kilwine can nod it forward. Oprah gets a foot in. Was he fouled? He was indeed. Referee helps Northern Colorado sustain with the pressure. We saw the standings in the open. The other match happening tonight, a doubleheader on this Wednesday in USL League One. Greenville taking on Chattanooga. We'll give you updates on that scoreline as that goes throughout, because it's important in terms of the Greenville end of things. If they don't win, if Tormenta gets this win at home, they'll get themselves to 33 points, go level on points, and the immediate tiebreaker in USL League One is league matches won, not the typical goal difference, and that would be the 10th win of the year for South Georgia, which would be more than the 9 for their opponents, Greenville. You'd see them leapfrog them into the playoff spots in 6th place, but they would have some matches in hand, so it wouldn't be entirely in their hands, but points at this stage of the year, far better than less of them. Oprah heads that down. Kwakwa can go back to Rogers. Excuse me, that was Cornwall. That is Rogers now. Amon slides in trying to win it back for his team. Referee plays advantage. Pass too heavy. Miguel Akale can duck back in and clip one. Looking for Fonseca. It's nodded away. Fonseca can tussle with Rogers trying to win it back. Neither team really able to put a full stamp on the match so far. A bit of a cagey opening. Few moments in this one. Possession swinging slightly in the favor of Tormenta. They had an early shot within 25 seconds from Nick Akoto. It was saved by Lalo Delgado. It was just a really nicely progressed move, going back to front quickly. It's Fonseca. Got Sterling, his immediate closest option, goes back to Heckenberg. Mason on the far left side. Loses his footing though, and it allows Rogers the chance to pick his head up and fire one forward for Benamna. He flicks one. Trevor Ammon's there, but will be forced out to press back and try and cause an error. Toby Otieno. An interesting kit here for Tormenta. White on the back, black on the front. Can almost give the illusion, depending on how you look at the pitch, there's almost 3 jerseys at times if they're facing the camera, away from the camera. Mason. Here's Keziah Sterling. Looking for his 10th in the league. He'll scoop that forward, but Delgado off his line. He'll be able to see that one out of play for a goal kick. You've mentioned just the playoff hopes for Tormenta, trying to avoid being the first defending league champions after they won in 2022. They're currently in 8th. Currently on the outside looking in. Hoping to be the first to avoid missing the playoffs entirely the following season. While Northern Colorado, they were right on the edge last year of making the playoffs. Finished in 7th place, tied with their opponents ahead of them, getting edged out on a tiebreaker. They're not quite in a dangerous spot yet as Amon flicks that one forward. Kilwine nods it down, and Mason can carry it forward. Low to Sterling. Has it taken off of him. Enoch Kwakwa. Pass too heavy for Benamna. He won't be able to chase it down. Just to continue the playoff discussion for Northern Colorado. Currently sat on 36 points, with 21 matches played, so still 11 matches, including this one today, to earn points in. They're 5 ahead of one Knoxville as the closest team on the outside of the playoffs looking in. So even if they sustain a defeat today, they'd be 3 points ahead of South Georgia with 2 games in hand. Not a guarantee in this league, but it's the common adage that anybody can beat anybody. And Northern Colorado would hate to undo the work of a great season so far. Tough run of form, but according to Colin Falvey, talking to him before this one, just the spirits remain high, very focused and determined group. Heckenberg. Fonseca. Sterling in the box. Keziah Sterling has it edged away, knocked out of play. Vital last bit of defending. He'll concede a corner kick, but the immediate danger averted. You can see the captain's armband on the left bicep of Sterling as a clever pass by Fonseca into the box. Forced Leofola tracking back towards his own goal to knock down out of play. Dangerous when Sterling gets ahead of steam towards goal. He's standing over this for a Herb Shop corner kick. Sterling. Rips one in, knocked away. Donald Benamna can try and hold up play for his side. Fighting for it with Heckenberg. He'll get there first. Was he fouled? No, he was not. Referee says enough of the ball was gotten. Keziah Sterling into the box. Fonseca just wide of goal. Nearly a carbon copy of the goal in the second meeting in the abandoned match between these sides. Sterling on the left-hand side. We'll see it again here. Svaney's Barbecue replay. Sterling collects, takes on Rogers, picks out Fonseca. He tried for the near post rather than the far post last time. They were just off, but again, another great opportunity for Tormenta in the first 20 minutes. Delgado goes long. Pass tried out wide, but there's no orange shirt to go try and chase it down. Pass, but dangerous. Billy King gets there first. Opportunity to break. Billy King, little light for Benamna. He tries one, forces Bush into a diving save. But a Turnover in possession for Tormenta allowed the front three for the Hailstorm to attack quickly. We'll see it again. You can see Kilwine immediately knows that pass was under hit. Billy King maybe slightly underhits this one, forces Benamna to slow down. Forces Bush into a low save. You can see Donald Benamna looking for goal number 2 on the year for his side. Again, being entrusted by Eamon Zayed with the starting responsibility. Switch of play, Nikakoto. Mukwele Akale. Back heel. Toby Otieno. Low. He's going to sit up kindly. Bourgeois cuts it back. Sterling goes out of the box. The penalty. Referee says the contact on Sterling was enough, and the best opportunity of the game will go the way of Tormenta. See Leo Fola frustrated, making his case. Let's look at this one again. Did you see the contact in the box? See pass forward to Bourgeois, ends up getting there in the end after he blocks the repelled pass. Cut back across, gets across him, and you could see it's a tough one to assess from that angle because Isaiah Sterling milks it for everything it's worth. He goes down, he'll be the man with the ball to try and convert. He scored the equalizer from the spot last time out against Forward Madison. Malo Delgado capable of saving a penalty. Saved a few this season. A long run up for Keziah Sterling, looking for goal number 10 on the year. Saved by Delgado, the rebound put on frame. Just enough for Keziah Sterling. The first effort saved by Delgado. He'll take it in the end. The goal will count nonetheless. Tormenta up 1-0. Goal number 10 for Keziah Sterling. We'll see it again. Well saved by Delgado, who got down quickly. May have gotten something to it, and he just scuffs it just enough to get it in. A bit of a laugh after that one. Able to celebrate with his teammates in the end after a moment of panic when his first shot didn't go in.
By number 9, Keziah Sterling.
Keziah Sterling's been shooting up the Golden Boot ranks in the last few weeks. You can see the goal there, confirmation in the 21st minute. Goal brought to you by the Clubhouse. It's number 10 for him on the year. The team, number 42. League leading in that mark. Conceded 38 as well, so typically Tormenta matches have been must-see occasions for those who like to see the goals. Now what do they go from here for both teams? Bourgeois trying to press Breck Evans. Delgado goes long. Mukwele Akale to Akoto. So twice now in the last 2 meetings as Breck Evans brings them under control. Tormenta take a first half lead. The weather much kinder than it was back in June. Bit of a hotter day, but very minimal chance of rain as Benamna controls that with his chest. Came from an offside position though, so the flag goes up. Currently 82 degrees in Statesboro, Georgia. Akoto is just feeling his head a little bit, feeling the effects of an aerial challenge a moment ago. Referee may have a quick discussion with him. Lofted forward. High header, a massive collision in the back. A bit overeager there was Enoch Kwakwa trying to go for it. Mukwele Akale feeling the effects. He did a good job shielding that one in the air, just backing into his opponent, and earns his side a dangerous free kick opportunity. There will be a little bit of frustration from both teams after that one. Mukwele Akale definitely feeling the effects. We'll see it again As it was headed up high, you can see him just take a glance back, and going in way too strong was Kwakwa, going over the top of that one. Fortunately, no pushing and shoving. Kwakwa was booked after that. So now they're going to have to figure out their defensive structure for this set piece. Mugwele Akale, he's sitting upright. I hope that he's good to continue as an option. Our head referee, Gabriel Giusti, standing over this one, as well as Tobias Otieno. You can see the number 7 of Akale making his way to the edge of the box. So he's back to his feet, back moving around positively. Tobias Otieno to take this free kick. Goes across. Fonseca goes low. Offside's given. That one clearly off the training ground. Cutting left and cutting back right, but just a hair offside. Looked to be Deshaun Nembard. You can see the shots at the top left of your screen. 6 of them for the hosts, 2 for the visitors. A pair of them for Sterling of massive consequence. He wins the penalty. His penalty is initially missed onto the post, but he gets the rebound knocked home in the end. Cut the figure of a very calm and composed man, even though there were players descending on him as the ball bounced right back to him at the spot. Able to just pound it into the ground, bounce it into the bottom left corner, away from Lalo Delgado, who had dove to his left-hand side, trying to cover that one in the bottom right corner. Heckenberg under some pressure, but holds it off, picks out Akale. He'll get it back. Sterling. Here's Mason. Fonseca offers an option. He'll get it. Fonseca into the box. Akale, can he get there? He does. Did it go out of play? It did indeed. Goal kick will be given. See Delgado. Clean sheet eliminated as a possibility as he goes short with his goal kick to get Rogers. May have been a handball. Appeals for it. Davey Mason trying to kick it forward, blocked away by Donald Benamna. Not a ton of possession in the attacking third for Northern Colorado. Still trying to work their way into this one. Forced a lot of times to go long and hasn't been to the most success. Possession really in favor, over 60% of it for Tormenta. So the key for them now is if you hold that much possession, stay composed and avoid allowing massive moments in transition. We saw one, it ended in a Donald Benamna shot on target. After the ball was won back by Billy King, clipped forward. Oprah was there, as was Akoto. He heads it out of play. Visitors have a throw. Oprah keeps it in play, into the box. Nodded away on the first effort from distance, an awkward one, and goes out of play. Trying that was Rob Cornwall. It was bouncing almost at knee level, trying to get a foot to it. And with about low 80s temperature here for Statesboro, Georgia, we'll have a hydration break for the two sides in the 29th minute. Both teams able to get some refreshment, take a deep breath, try and take stock of things just past the halfway point of this first half. When you take a look at the goal again, That has ourselves at 1-0 for Tormenta. So Arthur Beauchois gets the ball in the box. He's going to cut it back across. Keziah Sterling wins the penalty. A bit soft on Leo Fola, just kind of on second and third looks at it. We'll see it again as it's cut back here. A tough one, a bang-bang play as he cuts across the ball there. Sterling going down, earns his side the penalty. He'll take it himself. A slow, methodical run-up, trying to put Delgado off. He doesn't. He dives the right way. It hits the post, but the rebound is scraped home in the end by Sterling. The frustration from Delgado as he pounded the turf. And Tormenta were able to celebrate that one. Just an overall great opportunity off of the penalty. You can see Ian Cameron barking out some instructions for his side. They're currently up by 1-0, but they know that Northern Colorado have the capacity to bring it back in full force. You can see the top right of your screen in the 31st minute. Greenville hold a 1-0 edge over Chattanooga. So while Tormenta, they won't be looking at that game or thinking about that game until after today, and they'll look back and see the Chattanooga highlights because they'll be playing them on the road next time up this Saturday. Greenville currently with the 1-0 lead means that the playoff picture and getting into the playoffs today would not be possible if both results hold. Akoto gets ahead to it to keep it in play. Kwakwa, a bit dangerous, but they do well to progress from left to right. Arthur Rogers can carry it forward, try one over the top, just over the head of Trevor Amon. Foot race. Was he edged in the back, pushing forward? He was indeed. It's a foul. And Nick Akoto is, I think, appealing to his teammate, Tobias Otieno, asking why he pushed him in that spot as the ball was just rapidly going out of play. Otieno just edging him in the back. We'll see it again as it's switched out from right to left. Goes just over Amon. You can see in the foot race, just the ever so slight push in the back, and Trevor Amon, so what good forwards do, they run after almost hopeless balls at time and hope that something will come from it. And this gets his side a free kick, and it's a dangerous one whenever Arthur Rogers is around. 8 assists on the year. The whistle from the referee. Rogers whips it in. On goal, and it's in. The equalizer comes. Trevor Amon, he's back in the goal-scoring charts. 17 on the year.
Goal for Northern Colorado.
Knots us back up here, 1-1. You can see the assister and the goal scorer embracing. He wins his side, the free kick. Gets his teammate to knock it in the box for him, and he puts it in the back of the net. Rogers in. You can see Amon just backing away from goal, craning his head back to get it on frame, and catches the inside of the post. Impossible for TJ Bush to do anything there. Someone comes in with too much speed. Out of nothing. They haven't had a great opportunity this game to this point. Northern Colorado have knotted things back up 1-1. Said it a moment ago, but you see it in matches with Tormenta all the time. Goals aplenty. Recently from Northern Colorado as well. Some real high-scoring thrillers. 4-3 against Lexington very recently is Oprah fighting for it. It's one back. Donald Benamna searching for the goal to take the lead in the box. Benamna, byline, blocked away by Kilwine. And Tobias Otieno can carry it forward. Fonseca flicks it. Spins kindly for Akale. He can drive with it. He has Davey Mason in some space on the left. His pass is a bit heavy, goes wide. Akale can't quite link up with his left back. Cornwall under some pressure. Does well to pick out Norty. Here's Evans. Opera. His pass blocked away. Otieno. Akoto. Pass a little under hit, allowed the pressure for King. Benamna intercepts. He was fouled by Akale. It's really tough to pin down a shape for Northern Colorado currently because they've got 3 center backs more or less as their preferred position. As you see, Cornwall is the rightmost of them. Dropping deeper to offer an option is Kwakwa. Kwakwa, as well as Norty, as your out-and-out midfielders. Then Arthur Rogers is kind of the flex man. He could play as the right wing back, could play as the right center midfielder. It's clipped in the channel. Benamna to chase. Nembard goes over to knock it out. So it appears to be a 3-4-3 with fullbacks of Oprah and Rogers, but at times it can be 4-3-3. Formation's hard to pin down as it's kept alive. Played to Billy King. Some space to move into. Plays it to Amon. He moves it out wide. Stepping up is Cornwall. It's Rogers. On in the inside is King. They'll give it to him. A scuffed clearance. It's going to spin awkwardly out for a corner kick. Well, they've already got 1 goal from a set piece. We'll see if Northern Colorado can inflict more damage from that area. It's the main man, Rogers, goes over to take. That was assist number 9 for him on the year in the league. 10 in all competitions. Herb Shop. Corner kick from the far side. Out swinging. It's Arthur Rogers. Into the box. Headed on frame off the post. A foul initially before the shot was taken against Northern Colorado. Got a player down holding his head. We'll see it again. Try and see what we had happen in the box there as it was whipped in. Header on frame, just off frame, I believe was by Leo Fola. Let's dig into it again. Wider angle. This one is going down between a challenge between Oprah and it looks to be Davy Mason. Not 100% certain on the man down in the 6-yard box. It is indeed Davy Mason. He's back to his feet, moving around comfortably after a coming together between him and Lucky Oprah in the box. Lofted forward. Headed forward by Sterling. Evans. Clipped forward. Heckenberg. Bit of a heavy touch. King gets there. Kilwine is fortunate that it gets to his feet. And now Davy Mason. Picks out Beauchois. Trying to get there. Pushing up against Cornwall. Who did it touch last? Both teams appealing. Corner kick given. Tormenta looking to retake the lead that they had earlier in this one. Fonseca. It's Herb Shop corner kick. The in-swinger towards the back post. Headed down. Flicked up high and over everything. Nick Akoto had a point-blank opportunity. There's frustrations from Northern Colorado to the referee. Not 100% sure why. We'll look at the replay again as Fonseca whipped one into the box. It was nodded down, and Akoto, it's a tough one as it's kind of bouncing up towards his head to try and nod that one towards frame after Arthur Beauchois headed it his way. Nick Akoto this year, the 24-year-old, on his first professional contract. 2 goals, 2 assists to his name this season so far. Heckenberg, his header blocked away. Akoto will push it forward. Sterling to press. Fola knocks out of play. Otieno's pass intercepted. Amon dropping a bit deeper. King. His pass dragging Benamna a bit wide. Was it a foul from the back? It was by Kilwine. Here's Rogers. Evans. Flipped forward. Benamna trying to keep it in play. Didn't do that. Last touch by him. Clever pass. It's Billy King. Rogers. Sterling gets there first, though, tracking back well. It's pass to Mason. The right to Sterling. Did he win a foul? He did. Great work from the forward to drop back with the interception and winning the foul. Pass into the channel, it's clever. Davy Mason picks out Sterling. Was he fouled from behind? Indeed he was. It's another penalty kick. Enoch Kwakwa. Again, Sterling getting in his way. He was booked. So we'll see if the referee keeps the cards in his pocket. Yet again, though, it's Keziah Sterling, the man in focus. Gets in front of Kwakwa as it was passed across to him by Mason. And Mason might be making the point that other player had a yellow card already. We'll see it again. Just watch the number 9 in the center of your screen. It's played to him, just cuts across Kwakwa. That one really hard to have any complaints about if you're Northern Colorado. The first one, hard to tell from the angles we had, but this one just appears obvious contact. As you see, they come together as he was going to try and go for that one in the box. Very clever work by Sterling again to get in front of his opponent. Gabriel Giusti giving the second penalty of the first half. Keziah Sterling missed the first one, scored the rebound, so he got a goal from the last penalty, but it wasn't directly scored. Round 2, Sterling versus Delgado. A slow run up again. This time it's put away directly. 2 in the first half for Keziah Sterling. Back-to-back games with a brace. They lead in the first half 2-1. A thriller developing here in Statesboro. A shake of the head for Lalo Delgado. Keziah Sterling is rounding into form at the perfect time this season for Tormenta. 11 goals this season now. This one from the penalty spot. Went to the right side again. Just waited for the keeper to make a bit of a hesitation to his keeper's right, and dispatched it. Vandy's Barbecue replay of that goal. Goal brought to you by the Clubhouse, as Sterling makes it 2 in the first half. So Northern Colorado responded 6 minutes after conceding. 11 minutes rather after conceding. Goal in the 21st. And the 32nd minute, and then our goal just now in the 43rd. Fonseca wants Mason on the overlap. Nice dribble move by Mason. Some speed from him into the box up against Rogers, trying to hold it out, get out of play, and experienced an effective play by Rogers, allows him to get that out. That's the 5th penalty that Sterling has scored this year. It's the joint highest number in USL League One, tied with Don Smart of Lexington Sporting Club. That's now 8 penalties. Some really interesting penalty stats. 8 penalties conceded by Northern Colorado. Nobody has conceded more. And that's the 9th one that was won by Tormenta. Nobody has won more. So a team that concedes them a lot and a team that earns them a lot. Currently, the trend's continuing in the similar direction that we've seen all year long. Final seconds of this first half before we get our stoppage time. Imagine we'll have a little bit of it. With a hydration break, 2 penalties. Here it'll be about 4 minutes of it. So still a solid chunk of time. Kwakwa. We'll see how his minutes are managed. But Ayman Zayed, considering he had a yellow card for a foul on Mukwele Akale and then also just conceded the penalty, you'd imagine he's in a very limited spot. As the stoppage time confirmed to you, 4 minutes of it brought to you by the clubhouse. Cornwall trying to pick out Rogers. It's intercepted though. Fonseca getting onto his bike. He intercepts it with some speed. Now he faces off with Rogers. Otieno. Akale. Otieno firing one. Caught between 2 minds. Arthur Bashwa. A little frustrated that it wasn't put to his feet. Both teams would obviously love a goal. Could completely flip the match's complexion onto its head yet again. A high leaping header by Davey Mason knocks it out of play. As one would expect, the expected goals well in the favor with 2 penalties and a point-blank range shot for Tormenta. 2.25 expected goals for them, just 0.19 for Northern Colorado. Kind of underscores the gilt edge opportunities from the spot that Tormenta have gotten. Northern Colorado have been forced to be clinical so far. Trevor Amon, a league-leading 17th goal, has them with 1 today. Kwakwa trying a quick switch of play. Mason gets a foot in there. He can move forward. He's got Sterling ahead of him. He'll cut it back for Otieno. Akale to the right. Tracking back is Trevor Amon. Fonseca. Akale. Clipped in to the box. Bashwa fighting for it. Fola gets there. His clearance was scuffed. I think it may have hit a teammate. We're halfway through our minimum of 4 minutes of stoppage time as Otieno recovers. A really impressive first 45 for Tormenta. Currently looks set to be holding the same goal lead they would have held had the first iteration of this matchup held. So that one gets stuck in the fence. Force a fan here in Statesboro to have to try and get it out. After a bit of work, he'll get it to Arthur Rogers. Cornwall. Fola. Clips one in for Oprah, excuse me. He was offsides, trying to knock that one into his path. Went just over his head. Final minute of stoppage time coming here. We got some highlights from the weekend for you, some news around the league. We'll have the first half highlights in our halftime show. Fola knocks Bashwa down. Clipped forward. Headed out of play by Akoto. Maybe enough time to launch one ball forward, but might not be much for anything else. Is Evans, the long throw, Kilwine. Kale. Otieno gets it to Fonseca. Here's Davy Mason. He'll check it back to Fonseca. Heckenberg. Referee puts whistle to mouth, ends the first 45 minutes. It was an interesting one. A pair of penalties translated into a pair of goals for Tormenta. A free kick by Arthur Rogers picked out Trevor Amon. It was an equalizer, but that man right there, Keziah Sterling, entered the day with 9, currently has 11 goals, wearing the captain's armband, leading Tormenta into a 2-1 halftime lead. It was a fantastic first 45 minutes between the two sides. A lot of contentious moments, some moments of magic, 3 goals between them. We'll show you all of that, get you some stuff from around the league. It's halftime. South Georgia Tormenta 2, Northern Colorado Hailstorm 1.
Hey, are you ready yet?
In Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
It's halftime, presented by Kids World. South Georgia Tormenta. A pair of goals from Keziah Sterling that has them up 2-1 over the Northern Colorado Hailstorm. We have some highlights from last weekend from my good friend Mark Schoenster. You can dive into those from week 23.
After Knoxville took home the series in the Barrel Brawl on Friday, we go to City Stadium on Saturday, where over 5,500 people came to see the Kickers in North Carolina FC. Unfortunately, Olex Anderson scoring in red at City Stadium is no longer a good thing for the Kickers, and that surreal nightmare would continue in the second half as Anderson notches his 4th goal against his former club and his 13th goal of the season. Then, in the 81st minute, the barrage would continue with this chance. The ball would squeeze out, and then Mikey Maldonado, just a scorcher from outside the 18 to make it 3-0 in favor of North Carolina FC on the road. But moments later, Neil Vinyals would deliver a lovely ball to Fitch to win back a goal, but it would be too little too late. John Bradford's side right now is just rolling. They win the season series against Richmond and stay atop of the table. Then, Madison at Tormenta, 4 games in a game wasn't enough for you. Then there's 2 things. First off, you're incredibly greedy, but you're also incredibly lucky because we've got even more goals for you here at Optum Sports Medicine Field. Christian Cheney cleaning up the effort from Jaden Nolan and making it 1-0 early. Then, just minutes later, look at Jackson Curry here. One-on-one with Stephen Payne, gets by him, and then earns the deflection off of Mitch Osmond to make it back to a 1-1 scoreline. Then under 10 minutes later in the 26th minute, never lose track of Jaden Nolan. He puts this one away, getting the goal himself this time. A special acknowledgement to Christian Cheney, who had a great touch on that one in the assist. Second half starts. Keziah Sterling takes the penalty, and then Keziah Sterling takes the ball away from Mitch Osmond. And then he puts it away here to make it 3-2. Worth noting, Madison at this point in the season is tied for first in least goals conceded. But 31% of those goals have come in 2 matches against Tormenta. Here is goal number 4 on the day, which makes it 8 goals on the season. Tormenta has been able to hang on Madison. They get the 4-2 victory and continue to push for that playoff line. Meanwhile, in Omaha. It is the Owls and the Red Wolves. Luis Heel ends up making this nifty pass to Alex Steinwasser, who has taken a liking to scoring against the Red Wolves. Only 2 goals this season, both of them against Chattanooga. Then the 66th minute, don't give the Owls a breakaway opportunity. Joe Brito will end up finding Eddie Gordon, and Gordon will drive down the lane, play across centrally, and earns the deflection off of Aaron Lombardi for a 2-0 lead. Eventually a push from Connor Doyle would earn a penalty for the Red Wolves in the 96th minute. They fought hard in this one and end up making a 2-1 scoreline, but the Owls, currently running a 5-game win streak, it's the longest of any team this year and one of the longest in League One history. We'll talk more about that on the other side of the break. Then, if you don't like goals, unlike the games earlier, you're going to get some clean sheets here. Noco, Lalo Delgado, able to keep a clean sheet on the day. And then on top of that, you've got Jared Mazzola on the other side, who's caught out of his line. Luckily, he has got Jamie Smith, who will be sitting on the back here. The goal line clearance with the broken nose, mind you, Jamie Smith in his first start of the season, protecting his keeper here, keeping it 0-0. We'd also get a third goalkeeper in this game after Mazzola had to come out. Gunther Rankenberg, with the combined effort from Jared Mazzola, would get a clean sheet for the Greenville Triumph, a 0-0 draw over in Colorado. Then the last game of the day in the 31st minute, 3 veterans would combine for this goal. Former MLS playmaker Miguel Ibarra connects with English and French champion Gabriel Oberton, who puts it on a plate for Joel Johnson, the most apt player in Charlotte Independence history. Now, if that one was a little bit too clean for you, we've got a chaotic goal here. Just watch and make your assessment of what's happening here. I'll tell you the statistic, which is Qudis Lawal getting his first goal for Central Valley Fuego. Now, Charlotte may have a lot of complaints about maybe some unfairness on that play, but they would end up getting the victory when Miguel Ibarra gets the chance to put this one away delicately. Just nice that one in. Charlotte gets all 3 points. Now you're all caught up. We'll step aside and we'll talk present stuff about the USL on the other side of this break.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Welcome back to Kids World Halftime at South Georgia 2. Northern Colorado Hailstorm won after a thrilling first 45 minutes between the two sides in round 3 of a game at Optum Sports Medicine Field. You can look at some news and notes from around the league, get you up to speed with everything in USL League One. Mario Slomis returns to Greenville tonight. Scored 15 goals for the Triumph in 2021. An interesting matchup over there in Greenville. One more win. Union Omaha in absolutely electric form, looking to tie the longest win streak in league history with the Lansing Ignite back in 2019 with 6 in a row. While Keziah Sterling, he had his 6th career brace in a win over Madison. He's got a brace today already. He is the player of the week, headlining the team of the week of week 23 in USL League One. You can see the goalkeeper, Lalo Delgado, a clean sheet against Greenville. He's at the base of that, and at the top of that, another player in today's matchup. A pair of players for one Knoxville who are trying to chase down a playoff spot as well. A good group in the Week 23 Team of the Week. Looking forward, looking up ahead for Saturday, a 6-game slate should be fascinating, presented by Savannah Hilton Head Airport. You can see up next for Northern Colorado taking on North Carolina, again on the road, looking for some vengeance after losing 2-0 last time out in North Carolina, while South Georgia goes on the road themselves, takes on Chattanooga, a team who's struggled this year, looking to try and get some points and try and keep their playoff push alive. Some interesting ones as well. Greenville and Union Omaha, that's the one to watch out for if they can make it 6 straight wins for the on-fire Owls. Back out here, it's going to be one last break until some second half action. Some great highlights to show you before a great second half between South Georgia, where it's currently 2-1 ahead of Northern Colorado.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
Welcome back to Statesboro, Georgia, where it's currently 2-1 lead for the host, South Georgia, beating Northern Colorado, currently a 1-0 lead they held the last time they played back in June. That match had to be abandoned at halftime. This one won't be. Let's look at those first half highlights brought to you by Galactic Comics. Jumping to the 20th minute, Arthur Boschwal going to cut one across. Keziah Sterling going to cut across Leo Fola and win his side a penalty kick, the first one of the match. Just a moment after that, after a bit of discussion, some hemming, some hawing, Sterling would take the penalty. He would not score this one. It would hit the upright, bounce back to him though, and he'd put the rebound home into the bottom left corner. Enough in the end to get a goal from the sequence. They won't mind how it happened. They'll just be happy that it did happen. Now we'll see here, Trevor Amon, rather innocuous, just running into the channel trying to pick one up, and he's knocked over looking for that one. Kind of a poor foul to give away, and they would punish them immediately. Arthur Rogers whips one into the box, and it's nodded home by Trevor Amon. He wins the free kick, and he puts that one into the back of the net. We'll see it again. Just a brilliant assist from Arthur Rogers, league-leading assister, league-leading scorer. They have a dominant duo between the two of them. So they equalized just after half an hour into this one. We'll jump now to the 40th minute, and it's going to be a bit of a case of a deja vu. We'll see them progress very well up this left-hand side. Kilwine, a brilliant pass. He's capable of those. Picks out Davy Mason, his ball towards Sterling. He goes across the path of Enoch Kwakwa. He's knocked over and in the box, yet again given a penalty kick. He'll go up slow. This time he'll score and dispatch it directly, and they take a 2-1 lead. Keziah Sterling, back-to-back braces, give them the 2-1 lead. Now again, stats also presented by Galactic Comics. You can see them. An interesting breakdown. 8 shots to 4, doubling up on the shots, doubling up on the goals, 2 goals to 1. Slight possession edge as well for the hosts. You see the players ready for kickoff here in Statesboro, Georgia. Sterling passes us back in the black kits in the front, white in the back are the Tormenta. And the Hailstorm, as a foul is committed very early on by Leo Fola and into Arthur Bourgeois.
Substitutions for Northern Colorado after halftime.
And Northern Colorado in their orange kits, they'll be heading from left to right.
Kwakwa and number 17, Donald Benomna. Entering the match, number 34, Dunny Robles. And number 22,
it's not necessarily with the most grandiose return, but Danny Robles is back in a Northern Colorado kit, making his return. Stefan Lukic coming in as well. So Donald Benomna as well as Enoch Kwakwa will be the players to depart for them. They have an early free kick to defend. Well, Danny Robles, we'll fully dig into him actually in a moment. We'll allow this free kick an opportunity to develop as they're putting some numbers forward for this one. Both Akale and Fonseca are standing over it. And watch out for Akale if he can get some space quickly on the right-hand side. Fonseca whips it in. Now in just too tall for Kilwine. Trying to keep it alive was Akoto. Went out of play, last touched by him. Well, Danny Robles played for Northern Colorado last season. Had 27 appearances, 2 goals. Kind of more known for his defensive capabilities in the middle of the park. Now currently wearing number 34. He left, was with Ballard FC in USL League 2. They just won the USL League 2 title. So he's had a bit of title experience under his belt, and just a week ago was re-signed by the club. He was brought on this trip. They knew they wanted to bring a big squad with 2 matches on this road trip here and then North Carolina up next on the weekend. You can see him in the middle of the park. Getting involved early. Switch of play. Lucky Oprah on the right-hand side. Puts one in with his right foot. Nodded away. Rogers. Was he fouled? He was indeed. A dangerous spot. Pedro Fonseca dinged for the foul against Arthur Rogers. They go quick, but they will not be allowed to go quick. Referee was still getting things adjudicated. Stefan Lukic, the man trying to go quick. 27-year-old Serbian. So Arthur Rogers, he had a free kick assist in the first half to equalize. This is range where he could try and have a free kick goal himself. Arthur Rogers standing over it. Puts it just over the goal. Dangerous from him. He's got that in his locker, but it'll be a goal kick for TJ Bush to take. Some trends for these two teams. Tormenta, when leading at halftime, they are 6 wins, 1 draw. So this year they're unbeaten when leading at halftime. While Northern Colorado, when trailing at halftime, a record of 1 win, 0 draws, and 4 defeats. Trevor Amon will try and chase this one back. Kilwine had to be very clever to nod that back to Bush, and he'll give him actually a small round of applause as he had the ball under his arm. So Northern Colorado shuffling things around. We'll see how that impacts the early moments of this one, but with Lukic and Robles coming on, you've seen the system tweak a little bit. Lofted into the channel. Roll back. Delgado can get to it. It appears that Lucky Opera has moved into a right back position. Arthur Rogers into the midfield too with Robles. You can see the 14 and the 34 in the center of the park in orange. Nice bit of interplay. If Norty can get there, just too strong for him, and went out of play. Oprah. Rogers. As he fouled, he was. Heckenberg just moving a bit too aggressively into his back. Lukic off a quick restart. Lucky Oprah. 1-2. Trying to get it to Oprah. Going down and was fouled. Nice bit of covering by, looks to be Tobias Otieno. Helped back to his feet after a brief pause, but we'll see the 1-2 again. It was Tobias Otieno, just gets in front of his opponent. Bit of coming together, may have stepped on his foot a little bit inadvertently, but good to see Tobias Otieno back to his feet, moving around smoothly. Rogers trying to fight for it. It's one back. Passed forward though. Otieno can clip it out to Okoto. Kilwine. Fonseca. Nemard. Otieno lofts it. Okoto, defended by King. Mukwele Akale from distance takes a bounce into the chest of Delgado. He's back to his feet quickly, thought about a quick one, but allows the team to get set back up. Spins for Robles. Again, making his return. The Colorado kid, as that one went between the legs of Boschwa, just kind of got it caught in between two minds. Back to Robles. He'll give it back to where he came from, in Cornwall. Evans. It's whipped forward. Which is set up kindly for Amon. It nearly did. Cleared away by Kilwine, did just enough. Fonseca's header. Clever touch by Robles. Was his tackle too aggressive? It was indeed, and welcome back to USL League One. Danny Robles. And he'll enter the referee's pocket. We'll see it again as Kilwine's ball cleared forward. Fonseca got a foot to it as well. A bit of a heavy touch. Went in for it. The challenge strong. But it looked like Otieno got there just a hair first, and
a yellow card has been issued.
Lead to a yellow card being given to Danny Robles. Yellow card brought to you by Vino. So Enoch Kwakwa, he came off at halftime after being on a yellow card. He had committed the penalty as well, so he was on a quite thin leash. Coming on for him was Robles. He has his name taken 8 minutes into his return to USL League One. I'll have to be very wary in these moments in transition that are sure to come as they begin to advance more and more numbers forward in their pursuit of an equalizer. Nemard forward for Okoto. He gets ahead to it. Robles can hook it forward. Amon, header down. Norty, his header up, can be trapped down by himself. Amon thought about leaving it for Oprah, and it nearly sat up kindly for him, but Kilwine can kick it off his foot, and they'll earn a throw. Sterling, off the flick on by Fonseca. It's taken off of him, and Cornwall can pirouette away. Here's King. Rogers. Oprah. One, two between Rogers and Norty. We'll go again to the right side. Oprah whips one in, takes a bounce. Kilwine nods it away. Was that a foul? No, it wasn't. Oprah still alive, fires one, and it goes past everything. It's a goal kick. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Possession beginning to swing more towards a 50-50 parity. 50.9% currently for South Georgia Tormenta, 49.1. Very small differences. That one last touched a Tormenta head. Fola. Cornwall carries forward. Oprah. Rogers, clever fake, gets some space. His pass spins away from where he wanted it to go. Robles intercepts though, picks out Trevor Amin. He has it taken off of his foot. Mukwele Akale loses out. Breck Evans dueling for it. Rogers gets it to King. Robles on the underlap. Denny Robles to the byline, brings it back in. It's cleared away. From distance, Rogers, it's blocked. Putting his body on the line, it's going to break kindly. Mukwele Akale cuts it away from Evans. Can pass to Sterling. It's a 4-on-4. Out wide, furthest to the left is Fonseca. Sterling, he gets it. Turns away from Norty. On the hat trick, he goes down. Referee says nothing, and he actually will pull out the yellow card for a simulation for Keziah Sterling. Let's see it again. It's cut back to him. See him just cut across his opponent. Yeah, definitely. The leg was dangled by Norty for a moment, and Sterling tried to make the most of it, and you see confirmation he was booked for making the most of that one.
The yellow card has been issued to number 9 for Tormenta FC, Keziah Sterling.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Tobias Otieno coming off the pitch. See if he's able to return. He's been down a few times. Maybe a candidate for one of the first substitutions when Ian Cameron wants to dip in to his reserves. Back on the field, so back to 11v11. Kingsford Ajay, Jackson Curry, a pair of interesting attacking options. John Mufrey Jr., probably the most like-for-like replacement should Otieno come off. So some options for Tormenta, try and keep things going, keep them ticking along. Nice bit of strength by Otieno to turn away from things and pass it across to Akale. On the overlap is Akoto. He's squared up with Evans, drives into the box, saved by Delgado. May not have intended it to be a shot, but it ended up being dangerous and put towards target. One of the most impressive parts of this Tormenta team is the quality of their dribblers. From deep, just bringing the ball forward. That one spins out of play. The pass attempted by Oprah. Embard to Kilwine. Just mentioning just their capacity to have players who can dribble from deep. Akale, Sterling, Otieno showing it a bit there. Just when you have a lead, being able to have players capable of carrying from deep positions makes your ability to break that much more lethal. Fonseca, another player very capable of it, plays it to Davy Mason. Strong challenge by Oprah. Fonseca, clever footwork, can work it to Sterling. Hearing that a pair of subs are being prepped for Tormenta. Pass a bit heavy. Rogers gets to it. Out wide. Slide tackle. Vital intervention by Kilwine. Knocks it away. Oprah will try and recycle it. Lukic. Low into the feet of King. Steps past his opponent. Keeps his feet about him. To the byline. Billy King. Can he bring it back to Norty? He can. His ball in. It's blocked away. Composed head. And Mukwele Akale can turn his head upfield and picks out Akoto. From right back, Nick Akoto. Driving forward. Sterling. Low one to the feet of Bashwa, hearing that he's one of the players who elected to be brought out of the match. The next substitution opportunity for Tormenta. Played forward. Bashwa's the target, tries the chip, ambitious, just over the goal. Delgado was diving backwards, he didn't know much about it. And that might be the last contribution of the match. It was nearly to double the lead for Arthur Bashwa. Kingsford Ajay and Jackson Curry, you can see them preparing to come in. As is Marky Hernandez for the visitors. Billy King coming out for Marky Hernandez. King, a very talented player, Scottish, 29 years of age. Couldn't quite get a full bit of control on the match. Colorado will hope that Hernandez can come on to big effect. Curry and Ajay making their way on as well. You can see top left of your screen, all of these subs brought to you by Pest Master Services. Arthur Bashwa off for Ajay. You can see him on the bottom right of your screen in the 45. And Jackson Curry for Akale, so some swaps in the Watts One station, so we'll see how much longer his day goes. Oh, dangerous pass by Delgado, but it does find Norty. Took several players for Tormenta out of play, so if they can break forward, they got some options. Marky Hernandez, his first touch since coming on. Evans. Robles offers an option. Hernandez gets caught under his feet and commits a foul, trying to win it back. Referee making a big emphasis to have players get away from the free kicks after they've been given to allow for the next one to be taken quickly. if it should be wanted to, or be able to be taken unobstructed. Probably the most important qualification for it. Otieno. Clever pass to Akoto. Heckenberg. Curry. Onto the left foot. Sterling plays it off. Heckenberg low, right at Ajay. It was a tough one for him to try and put on target, but it was the makings of a brilliant move from Tormenta, just breaking down the low block from Northern Colorado. Fans, as a thank you for watching today's broadcast, Tormenta FC has provided a promo code for 10% off your purchase at tormentafcshop.com. The online store's official TFC apparel, jerseys, and accessories. The promo code to get 10% off your entire merchandise order is USL Champions. All caps and no spaces. Use the code USL Champions at tormentafcshop.com to get 10% off your entire merchandise order. Crowd here liking that one as it's one back. Otieno. Akoto. Kilwine. Mason. Heckenberg. Ajay. Fonseca. Otieno turns away from the challenge of Hernandez. Some nice spells of possession for Tormenta. Otieno. Curry. Back to Otieno. Pressed by some orange jerseys. Sterling. Now to the left, Mason. Trying to get past Oprah. He does just that. Davey Mason to the byline. Who did it touch last? Touched Mason last. It's a goal kick. Tormenta able to make another substitution here. This one, a much more defensive one, coming off the attacking Pedro Fonseca and coming on more reserved John Murphy Jr. Be able to hold things down in the middle of the park. Fonseca, who was playing as one of the forwards, will be probably dropped in now to more of a 4-3-3 shape, 4-5-1 shape, however you want to describe it, but John Murphy Jr. is going to be brought in. Offer some support. As I say that, though, he completely proves me wrong. Jogs right up front. So we'll see how the tactical evolution evolves for Tormenta. Oprah. Rogers has it fired into his feet. Flicks it back. Poor pass by Evans. Turns over possession. You'd probably be surprised, just looking at the way these two teams have played, who's chasing the lead and who's trying to hold on to it. Tormenta have clearly subscribed to the notion that if they have the ball, and if they have possession, it's almost the best defense that you could possibly provide. As Evans nods this one across, Kingsford Ajay can get there first. Very calm in possession. Plays it off. Heckenberg. Oprah. Switch of play. Nodded down. Curry, bit of a heavy touch, but able to chase it down. Flipped it in the channel cleverly by Nembard. Zakoto, one-on-one with Evans. He's got two in the box with him, now three. Slide challenge by Evans. His appeals to penalty again. A hat trick of penalties for Tormenta. Will it be Keziah Sterling who can step up and try and get the hat trick of his own? Closer angle again, a Vandy's barbecue replay. The speed, he gets there first. They're in the box. Looks like there's contact from the thighs of Evans on the leg of Akoto. And it's a common sight today. But Keziah Sterling, for the third time today, is standing over this one. So he missed the first, scored the rebound, scored the second. So he's 1 for 2 on the penalties themselves today, but he's got 2 goals. Keziah Sterling on a hat trick. Off the post, no good. Still alive, it's Akoto. Clips it in, headed away. They stay alive here, Northern Colorado do. He's 1 for 3 on the penalties, just 2 goals today for Keziah Sterling. Locked away, Lukic fires one forward, too strong though. Still a 1-goal match. Sterling trying to score his first hat trick since he scored one against Northern Colorado last season. Scored 3 in a 3-1 win at home on September 10th. One back by Robles. It's Marky Hernandez. Back to Robles. Was he fouled? He was indeed. Foul committed. This one a bit deeper than the one that they got the goal from in the first half, but again, the penalty from Sterling goes up slow. No chance Delgado's getting to it with the way his run-up was taken. He went keeper's left twice, that time going keeper's right, and that time hitting the post. So it's Arthur Rogers. Gonna try and whip one in. They've got one headed goal from a free kick already for an equalizer. Rogers, it's tall towards the back post. Oprah knocks it off his opponent. It'll be a corner kick. Akoto didn't know a ton about that, but he got in front of his opponent. And Stefan Lukic runs over to take it quickly. Rogers is also making his way over. Goes to the top of the box. Marky Hernandez on the left foot, just over goal. Tried to shape that one towards goal, but got under it a little bit. Allowed it to go out of play. Noah Powder will be coming into the match. But it looks like we'll be having a hydration break, I believe. Indeed, a hydration break. Coming out will be Breck Evans, man who conceded the penalty.
Our next home game is on September 1st here at Tormenta Stadium. Kickoff is at 7:30.
See Delgado making his appeals to the referee, trying to make that argument about the penalties. There's been 3 penalties awarded for Tormenta already. It's been just the entire storyline pretty much of this match. 2 goals more or less directly from those penalties, 1 missed. So currently we are at 2 goals to 1 Northern Colorado, and both teams with a chance to get a brief refresher before they launch themselves into the final 15+ minutes of this one. Players beginning to retake the field. you some scores from elsewhere. Currently Greenville edging things 2-1 over Chattanooga. A pair of first half goals for the Triumph, Lucas Coutinho, Jacob Lavovitz. But Javon Marsh pulled one back with 8 minutes of in the 8th minute of stoppage time in the first half. So 71st minute over there. That's one that has some implications. As things stand, South Georgia move into 7th, Greenville move into 5th, and Forward Madison become the team firmly on the bubble. It would actually bring in a three-team tie at the bottom of the playoff line, and Northern Colorado will be roped into that. So they have got a match in hand on most teams in the league, including 2 on South Georgia and 2 on 1 Knoxville, as well as 2 on Richmond. So they would still find themselves to be favored in this playoff push, as we're back underway, flicked forward by Tormenta. But nonetheless, considering how high-flying a start it was to the year, to be entering into the literal playoff line. You can also see Kane Clark. Clark also entering the match, 18-year-old from Broomfield, Colorado, trained with the club in 2022, became the youngest player in club history this season. As Robles switches play, forces Oprah to track back, but he gets there. Lots of yells of Lucky, but Lucky Oprah goes to Norty. Robles out wide to the left. Hernandez. Some step overs onto the left foot. Marky Hernandez. Very well defended. He appealed. He thought it took a touch off of Cotto, but well defended by the right back. And it's a side goal kick. For the neutral observer and the playoff push, with no stakes in this, they would have to be very happy with how these results are going, because it is priming us for, we'll see if Knoxville can stay around in the discussion, but South Georgia with this win, they'd be 3 points off the playoff line. Their opponents would have 1 or 2 matches ahead of them, in hand on them, I should say. This is passed forward. Elijah Amo also coming on the pitch. Was he pulled back? He was, referee says. Hernandez. Back. Oprah, his first pass blocked away. Into the channel. Both Oprah and Clark chasing that one down. Oprah gets there first. He's forced back. It's Arthur Rogers in a deep position. 4 in and around the edge of the box. They're beginning to sit in. Tormenta are. They hold a 1-goal lead. It's currently enough. They've got to see it out. Hernandez. It's blocked away. It's going to be a corner kick. Another Herb Shop corner kick. Arthur Rogers going over to take. You can just see kind of him having to assess the beaten up pitch right by that corner flag. He's got 1 assist on the day from a free kick. Can he have more set piece magic? It's bouncing at the near post. It'll bounce back towards him. He was offsides, was he? No, he was not. Rogers onto the right foot, whips it into the box. Lucky Oprah was there. He just couldn't quite shape his head to put it on frame. He might have hit his shoulder as it went over the goal. Got a player down. Looks to be Nick Akoto. Case of cramp cropping in. Our head referee, Gabriel Giusti, may have pointed at his watch. Time, of course, a big factor for both of these teams. Just over 10 minutes. You'd imagine a bit of stoppage time. There was a penalty given to Tormenta. Was not scored by Keziah Sterling. There was a hydration break, so at least a few minutes of it. Maybe even a little bit more than your standard second half stoppage time. foot race. Jackson Curry trying to get there. Hernandez gets in front of him and wins a free kick. Here's Danny Robles. Rogers looks to have dropped into a right back position, or is at least filling that role currently, as Lukic receives it from him, gives it back. Ajay was in the press. We'll see every trick in the book from Tormenta. Try and eke out every second. It'll be adjusting the shin pads, walking rather than jogging, definitely rather than running. Everything to just eke out every second they possibly can. Curry, after a clever flick, brilliant slide challenge. Falls kindly. Played forward, Curry. Amo. Elijah Amo came on recently. Coming on for Tobias Otieno. Ajay has it taken away from him. It's played forward, Norty. Heckenberg edges him off of it. Foul was committed. Yellow card will be given. Norty looks to have been the man who was booked there.
The yellow card has been issued to Northern Colorado.
We'll see it again.
Number 8, Norte.
Coming together there, and yeah, he's kind of kicked out actually. I think he might be lucky that that was only a yellow card. Thought it was initially going to be, matter of fact, actually Heckenberg also was booked there, so was wondering if it was a foul just for the kick out by Norty, but it was Heckenberg with the initial foul and the kick out by Norty. Earned both players a yellow card, so the match, both teams desperately want points out of this one, so we're going to see some scrappiness for sure from both sides. Six players in and around the edge of the box for Northern Colorado. It's Arthur Rogers over it. He's going to go for the short option. It's Robles. Danny Robles stands it up in the box, headed just over goal. What an opportunity for Trevor Amin. It was tough for him to try and put that one on frame. It was very straight, very flat, but he did well to put it in a dangerous position. Brilliant pass from Robles. Nearly goal number 2 for. It's going to spin for Hernandez. Knocked up. Lukic tries heading it down. John Murphy Jr. gets there first. He's forced back and it's knocked forward. Rogers. Clark. Rogers to Amin. Robles was fighting for it. It was cleared away. High boot called against Robles. He's got to be careful. He's on a yellow card. So both of his challenges and his protests afterwards, he has to be very wise with what he does, as do a few players in the field. TJ Bush will be taking this free kick. Hernandez eyeing a switch of play. Clark is on hand. Kilwine's header is away. Not fully dealt with. Nembard will put a foot through it to knock it forward. Hernandez nods it back. Slide challenge, got the ball according to the referee. He wanted to go in for another one, but he almost canceled it. Lukic in the press. Akoto's pass clipped forward. He slipped as he took it. It's Arthur Rogers. Oprah has it taken off of him by Ajay. Last touching Oprah.
In transition, you might need to get high. Kaz hasn't got the legs to get high, so you need to give it the height, okay?
They're both benches just barking out instructions, trying to do just enough to see it out. Even been able to overhear it, just Elijah Amo being instructed to go a bit further forward. Isaiah Sterling been ran ragged today, and he's got to continue his press. Jackson Curry, he's off the bench, could offer a threat in that department. That's Kingsford Ajay. Four subs used for Tormenta. All 5 have been used for Northern Colorado. Here's Marky Hernandez, one of those subs. It's headed away. Norty passes back. It's Rogers. Cornwall. Hernandez was an option. Just couldn't quite get the lane to pass it to him. Rogers is the deepest of the outfield players. He'll get it back. Trying one for Hernandez. He's going to spin. He was trying to win it off Curry, but he couldn't. Jackson Curry can carry it forward. Keziah Sterling, Elijah Amo, and Kingsford Ajay all with him. It's worked out to the right-hand side. Sterling trying to get there, cuts it back onto the left foot. Now back onto the right. Keziah Sterling just off target, searching for his hat trick. He couldn't get it from the spot, but that one just off target. Keziah Sterling taking a lot of shots in today's matchup. Rogers out wide. It's Oprah. His pass trying to pick out Clark is knocked away. 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time for Northern Colorado to try and, for a second time today, find an equalizer. Rogers. Cornwall. Powder. Hernandez. Back to Powder. Fires one to Robles. He gives it back to Hernandez. Lukic controls it down. Whips one in. At the back post, who did it touch last? Massive coming together. I think it's going to be a goal kick. It will be a goal kick. Fighting for it at the back post. Last touched Oprah. You'll see it again from Lukic. His ball into the box. At the back post. Nodded out of play. Davey Mason back to his feet. He was brought into the match for his 16th start of the season. He was a sub last time out. Your yells of time. It's going to be a factor. You'd be surprised if no Tormenta player earns themselves a yellow card for time wasted in these final moments. But they can see the end in sight, the light at the end of the tunnel, the 3 points against one of the top sides in USL League One. Hernandez, 1-2. Oprah first time down for Rogers. He's got space to pick out a pass if he wants to. A player's down in the box. It's whipped in. It's cleared away. Looks to be Trevor Ahmed is holding his face. There's appeals that an elbow may have been thrown, but no VAR, nothing seen initially. It's just a case of time for Trevor Ahmed to recollect himself if he was aggrieved. See it again, just watch the top of the box. Yeah, nothing there. Nick Akoto it was, right next to him. May have been a slight hand to the face, but to rise to the level of a yellow card, a red card, a penalty, would have been a surprise. But certainly, Ahmed feeling the effects of it. From that range shot we had, didn't seem like there was a ton in it. So we're past 90 minutes. 7 minutes of stoppage time.
Indicated 7 minutes of additional time. 7 minutes.
So we're here to strap in for this one. And considering Ahmed is still down, we may not start until through this first minute. We may see ourselves getting perilously close to 100 minutes of soccer here from Statesboro, Georgia. Jack Edwards with you. Been an absolute delight to bring this one alongside our production crew.
We headed it and picked it up. We had the last touch, so it's our ball. That's the rules. That's the rules. It's our ball.
There's discrepancies over whose it is, whether it's going to be passed back to Northern Colorado, whether Tormenta can just dribble off with it into the sunset. Kodo, I think, is going to be instructed to pass it forward, and he will do just that. Jackson Curry, I think, was also told to sportingly avoid the press. So it's back here. Rogers. Lukic onto the left foot. Clipped forward for Hernandez. Akoto got a vital foot in there and knocked it out of play. If he doesn't get an intervention there, Marco Hernandez can try and bring that down and maybe shoot inside the 18. Making it their numbers forward. Arthur Rogers. To Herb Shop. Organic Foods corner kick in the 93rd minute. Rogers whipped it into the box. Headed on goal, and it's there. For the second time today, Northern Colorado climbs back into it. They tie it up 2-2 in the 93rd minute. It's Marky Hernandez. 5'5", but right there at the edge of the 6-yard box to head that one to the top right corner. They equalize again. Arthur Rogers, 2 assists on the day, and they equalize in stoppage time in Statesboro. Goal number 3 this year for the Anaheim native. And now, where do they turn from here? Are they both teams satisfied with a point from this one? Will someone try and eke out a winner? We've probably got about 5 minutes left of this, considering that we didn't have the first minute of stoppage time be played. Hernandez in the press, but the foul by Trevor Ahmed. Keziah Sterling, how much would he like to have that penalty back? In the 71st minute, we put a penalty onto the left post. It's Elijah Amo off the bench, holding up play against Rogers. It's an interesting dynamic, a lot of defensive options. This one's clipped into the box. Touchdown, Sterling on the hat trick. Can he get it out of his feet? He cannot. Low shot, just wide of goal. Amo got a foot to it, but he couldn't shape it on goal. A lot of attackers on the field for Northern Colorado, a lot of defenders for Tormenta, but the defenders nearly retook the lead again. Cleverly touched down, and Sterling just couldn't get it to sit up for him to take a shot on goal. John Murphy Jr., his shot was at a pass. It picked out Amo. It was just agonizingly wide. The Blairs, the home fans here trying to just put things off. Delgado. It's headed forward by Oprah. Lukic gets ahead to it. Kilwine has to pass it over the head of Clark. There's Amo edge in the back. Referee says no. Nordty running towards it. Trying to clip it forward, knocked down. Heckenberg can pass it back to Kilwine. He can pass it to Mason. Knocked out a play by Clark. You wonder the mentality for these sides. 3 points, especially for Tormenta. They were 4 minutes away from winning it. Sterling dropping deep. He's holding off his opponents. Was he fouled? He was indeed. Marky Hernandez stopping the free kick from being taken. Some pushing and shoving between the two sides. Tempers rising. We'll see it again. It's Hernandez pressing. Hernandez was booked behind this replay as he was trying to stop the free kick.
A yellow card has been issued to number 11 for Northern Colorado.
It's that time of the match when both teams have to dig in, try and just eke it out. But Hernandez, currently the man who has the equalizer. It might be, I believe the fourth official might be bringing things over for a booking on the bench. Looks to be maybe even two people got bookings. We'll get you confirmation of that as this chaos is metered out. Back on the field, Preston Kilwine is standing over
a yellow
it.
Card has been
He
issued
can
to
launch
Northern
it, but
Colorado
actually hooks
bench.
that one too much. And Hernandez, he may have thought about sprinting after that one to bring it in, but won't be able to. So it says 30 seconds until the stoppage time is done. But we'll likely have minute, 2 minutes up to the referee's discretion. That's just a minimum amount of added time, not the maximum. Delgado under the pressure. Launches it. Heckenberg nods it down. Murphy Jr. trying to turn in the midfield. They claim it hit a hand. Referee shakes his head, says no. Mason on the left side. Murphy Jr. lets it run across his body. Sterling, the flick behind him. It's taken away. Robles to Hernandez. Can he get a head up? Switch of play. Picks out Lukic. They've got numbers. They've come back twice. Stefan Lukic onto the left foot. Yet again, it's blocked. Can TJ Bush keep it in play? He can. Back to his feet quickly. We're in the 98th minute. The first minute was taken by a bit of recovery for Trevor Amon. Some pushing and shoving, some booking, some time wasting. The equalizer for Marky Hernandez, a foul committed by Lucky Oprah on Kingsford Ajay. That's a massive one. This might be the last or one of the last opportunities, but they can launch some numbers forward and try and hook it in the box if they want to. The referee gonna draw out 10 yards. Robles and Clark in the wall. They conceded a 93rd minute equalizer. They led twice, and for much of this match, the hosts have held a lead. Well, we're headed for a draw, unless they can change things. Kingsford Ajay goes for goal. Delgado gets back to his frame quickly. Ambitious from him, and that's full time. Nearly at the end, Kingsford Ajay went for it.
The match.
John Murphy Jr. is appealing to him.
2, Hailstorm FC 2.
Let's see it again.
Once again to everyone
the
who
last
came
kick
out
of the
tonight.
match.
Make sure
You can see how far off his line he was. You can't blame him for going for it. And if he puts that closer to that left post, that might have been it. But Lalo Delgado has to shuffle across quickly and make a save at the death. A brace for Keziah Sterling isn't enough. It's a 2-2 draw. Let's go to the save of the match. It was a thrilling one all throughout. Vision Source going to bring you this one. Breaking forward in the first half. Get it to the right-hand side. A brilliant low save by TJ Bush, diving to save Donald Benamna's shots. Getting down low to take care of that one. That's your save of the match presented by Vision Source. As for the play of the game, look at it here. It was more so what they won with this. It was the first goal, well done by Keziah Sterling to get across his opponent, win the penalty kick, I should say, which would be later scored just a moment later. But Sterling doing just enough to win that one. A lot of frustration from Northern Colorado, but then he had the opportunity from the spot to try and put it home. He would end up hitting the post, but he'd be able to put home the rebound into the bottom left-hand corner. And your man of the match is Keziah Sterling. Back-to-back games with braces. His 7th game all-time with a brace for Tormenta. He is your man of the match presented by Galactic Comics. It was a thrilling one from start to finish. We'll show you the full-time highlights as South Georgia Tormenta draw with Northern Colorado Hailstorm 2-2. Back in a moment.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
¿Ya casi estás lista?
Full time from Optum Sports Medicine Field at Tormenta Stadium, the South Georgia Tormenta drawing 2-2 with the Northern Colorado Hailstorm. A thrilling one from start to finish. I'll show you the highlights from full time, brought to you by Galactic Comics. 20th minute, first half. We'll see a few of these. Some penalties. This one is Keziah Sterling being brought down by Leo Foley. He turned around in frustration, thought it wasn't going to be given. The referee, though, deciding it was enough for a penalty. Keziah Sterling, penalty, part 1. This time, did it take a touch from Delgado? Did it hit the post? Well, it was repelled initially, but the rebound put home. That was your play of the match, winning that and scoring that from Keziah Sterling. Then, 31st minute, trying to bring things back. Trevor Amon chasing one down in the channel, rather innocuously, just knocked over by Tobias Otieno. You would think kind of that opportunity just to go out of play, let it run out. But Arthur Rogers, you gave him the free kick opportunity. He takes full advantage, a dangerous ball in, and Trevor Amon, league-leading 17th goal of the season, nods it in off the post to equalize. We'll see it again as Rogers whips it in for assist number 9 for Amon, who puts it in for goal number 17. So you're 1-1 after half an hour, wondering where things are going to progress from here. In the 41st minute, it's going to be a similar story. Another penalty will be won. Kilwine, great at progressing from the back. Picks out Davey Mason, left back on the overlap. His pass to Sterling. He's knocked over by Enoch Kwakwa. Just incredibly well done to go across it. Were there question marks about the first one? Sure. That one, a no-doubt penalty. This one, a no-doubt goal. Puts it home to make it 2-1. That will be the score heading into the break, with them holding a 2-1 edge. And they had not lost a match when they had a lead at halftime. Tormenta had not. They had 6 wins and 1 draw entering into today, but they were able to then, in the 93rd minute, looking at if they could try and see out the match with a win, Rogers and Hernandez would have other ideas. The corner kick picks out Marky Hernandez, and his header in the top right corner makes it a 2-2 match. Some late opportunities. Kingsford Ajay nearly picks out one right at the death, but that would be it. Your full-time stats presented by Galactic Comics. Possession swinging just in the favor of Northern Colorado. 12, 16-12, 6-3. Yellow cards, 2-4. Your stats, the most important one though, 2-2. The goals, Northern Colorado and South Georgia Tormenta tying this one in Statesboro, Georgia. It's been a season of highs and lows for Northern Colorado. They had their longest unbeaten streak in club on their in the race. I've been Jack Edwards for our entire production crew. Thank you for tuning in on ESPN+. The final score, though, South Georgia Tormenta 2, Northern Colorado Hailstorm 2 as well. Final from Statesboro.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.